4th of July weekend. Freedom is upon us. What could be more American than an American-made motorcycle? And we just happen to have one. The 2005 Harley-Davidson Electra Glide Ultra Classic. Well, first, we're going to go over the specs. And we're going to do it actually a little bit quicker than we normally do because it is hot as hell being July, and I want to hurry up and get out on the road. So, first of all, we have a 45-degree V-twin, 88 cubic inches, or 1,442 cc's. And this one is fuel injected. Some of them are carbureted, but fuel injection was an option back in 2005. And as you can see, this bike has a aftermarket K&N air filter and some really nice exhaust. This bike puts out 67 horsepower and 86 pounds of torque. And on a normal bike, that would be okay. I'd be like, sweet, that'll be pretty fun to ride. However, this bike weighs 848 pounds and only has a 5-speed transmission. So I'm sure that will play into how fun and how rowdy it feels out on the road, but we'll find out, right? We have a capacity of 5 gallons in the fuel tank and an average MPG of 41-ish. So in total, you should get right around 200 miles to the tank on this sucker. As far as the brakes go, we have dual rotor 292 millimeter discs, or 11.5. We are in America, and this is the July 4th special, right? So in the rear, we have a single 292 millimeter disc, or like I said, 11.5 for all of us freedom-loving Americans. This bike comes to factory with air suspension in the rear. And as you can obviously see, it has bags on it. Buddy I borrowed it from obviously left his pants in there. And these bags are pretty cool. They can hold some things, you know. They'll hold some stuff. Holding some of my camera gear, shit like that. I also see that we have speakers because this bike has a pretty sweet sound system. Let's just take a gander at it for a second, shall we? Seems pretty sweet. Whoa! Did you see that? A bald eagle just flew by. America. The flag. The bike. So, now that we're sitting on the bike, let's talk about the ergonomics a little bit and what it feels like to just sit on. So, with a 27.3 inch seat height, this is extremely approachable, as I already said, and I have a gnarly bend in my legs, and my feet are firmly planted on the ground, which is a good thing. Because as soon as you swing a leg over this and get it off the kickstand, you can feel that it is a heavy, heavy bike. At almost 850 pounds, there's I would say so. So as far as the cockpit's concerned, we have cruise control, we have speakers, spotlights, radio, speakers, the super weird left and right thing that Harley does. And they're all nice and chrome. I will say one thing, that American-made motorcycles have, without a doubt, the nicest fit and finish of any motorcycle out there. In my opinion. Your opinion might differ. If it does differ, let me know in the comments. I am 6 foot tall. I am 255 pounds with a 32-inch inseam, and this bike fits me very well. Big old chunky thing you gotta turn. Wild. Let's go ahead and turn that off. All right, let's see what it sounds like. Give it a little rip and little persuasion. See how it sounds. See the whole thing just doing this? It's trademark Harley. It goes away as soon as you pull off, but it's, you know, it's definitely a cool experience when you're sitting there and just everything's shaking. It's definitely like an acquired taste thing. Let's give it a little rev and see how it sounds. Sounds pretty damn mean. All right. Let's get on the road and see what's up with this sucker. And as you can clearly see, we are in a different location today. That is because where I picked this bike up from is quite a ways from the normal place. So I devised a new little route for us to do, and we'll give that a shot and see how we like it. But it should have all the aspects we need, you know? A little bit of twistiness, highway, all that stuff. Boy, it is hot today. So obviously comfort is not an issue. It's a Harley with an aftermarket saddleman seat. So first we're going to get to this little twisty area that I devised. And full disclosure, this is actually one of the ways that I can get to my normal everyday 9-to-5 job. And when I have a bike that I don't like to take on the highway, this is certainly the route that I like to go. Because it is pretty twisty, it's a little fun. This is an 850-pound motorcycle, so I'm not expecting it to set the world on fire with its handling. However, one thing is for absolutely certain, this sucker's comfortable. Oh damn, the suspension is very soft. They just bottomed out on some railroad tracks. Not used to doing that, that's for sure. Pretty sure I'm riding this bike how it's not wanting to be ridden. I'll tell you that torque is right there on tap though, which is really nice. I can certainly tell you it does not want to fall into corners, that's for sure. You definitely have to convince it to do so a little bit. I absolutely love the way that this bike sounds. It's a Harley. Of course I'm going to like the way this bike sounds. All of them sound good. At the end of the day, that's what a Harley's about, right? You look cool and you sound cool. These footrests are super comfortable. Like they got like some sort of cushioning under them. It's very nice. The turn signals take a minute to get used to for sure. One being on the left and one being on the right. And then you tap them again to cancel it. It's been a while since I've had to do that. I keep like trying to cancel the right one with the left button and it just turns the left signal on. I'm also not used to keeping it in such a low RPM. Like it's in 4,000. I'm like, yeah, that's where you're supposed to cruise at, right? Absolutely not. Not with this bike. Here in a minute we'll have a really good spot to do an acceleration and braking test, so we'll go ahead and do that. The brakes, they don't feel good. So I don't expect that the braking performance is going to be spectacular or anything, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. So let's do it. All right, acceleration and braking. Acceleration in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. And braking. Ooh. Clearly does not have ABS, and the back really likes to slip out. So yeah, as I said, brakes not very good. And acceleration's not ultra stellar as well. I mean, it's not bad. Like, for what it is, you know, like, it's fun. Like, let's be honest. I'm gonna have fun anytime I'm on two wheels. And guess what? This is two wheels, so I'm having fun. The suspension's not very forgiving, that is for sure. And the handling is not so much amazing. To be on the fair side, it has been a while since I've owned a Harley. I've owned two Harleys myself. I had a Sportster 1200, which, I mean, at 6 foot 255, I'm too big for a goddamn Sportster, that's for sure. Well, let's try this turn. Once you get it leaned over, it's not that bad. It just doesn't want to do it. Ah, yes, that sound. That Harley sound at wide open throttle is very good. It is very good. A Harley-Davidson at wide open throttle is a beautiful sound. I will absolutely admit that. The other Harley that I've owned is a 2007 Super Glide Dyna. And I did the typical dyno stuff to it. I'll put a picture or two somewhere in this. It'll pop up in the screen right now. And that bike was an absolute blast. It sounded absolutely incredible. It handled, I thought anyway, I thought it handled pretty well. I was always chasing more performance though, always. Chasing more performance and chasing better handling, as that bike I had raised and all sorts of stuff. So the way I got out of Harleys is I had a very, very, very good friend, and he was a really wise guy, a guy that I genuinely respect. And we'd be riding, and he always had different bikes, cool bikes, DRZ 400, FZ1, stuff like that. And he would always be like, man, my bike is faster than yours, it's lighter than yours, it handles better than yours, it's more reliable, and it's cheaper. And you know, for a while I was like, well, mine sounds better. And I think about shit too much, so I thought about it and was like, all right, let me try something else. I ended up trading that bike for a Yamaha, a 2009 Yamaha FZ1 plus some cash, because like I said, Harleys are more expensive than absolutely everything else. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was hooked. And the rest is history. Well, let's talk about the gauge cluster here real quick. So you got speed, RPMs, volts, oil pressure, the air, and fuel. I like the way this is laid out. It's very nice. The gauges are nice. I'm not going to use any of those buttons. This suspension is beating the shit out of me on these bumps, though. Maybe I'm taking them too fast. I don't know. Ooh, I'm about to start dragging hard parts. Pretty close. Alright, let's see how it does on the highway. That's a wide open throttle. I think this is where this bike is supposed to be. Just cruising on the highway at a certain speed, just chilling. So right now we're going a little over 70, maybe almost 75, right at 3,000 RPMs. And other than some foot vibrations, I'm not getting much vibration. Definitely not through the handlebars, and definitely not through the seat. I mean, this is a comfortable place to be for sure. Let's talk about the wind protection. We all know that I'm a windscreen whore, so I'm sure everyone knows that I absolutely love this. Yeah, I like it. It makes the wind hit maybe right above my beak. Yeah, I understand I'm riding an ADV helmet on a Harley. I just don't give a shit. I have another helmet, but I have a long face, so this one's more comfortable. Should we do it? Should we do it? Oh, we're doing it. We're doing the thing. We're doing the thing with the feet way out. Like, I guess it's kind of comfortable doing the thing with the feet. It almost feels like the bike is more stable. That is weird. That's a weird feeling right there. I don't like these mirrors very much. They're crystal clear and they don't vibrate and get blurry at all. I just don't like the look of them. And how they're kind of swooped down. That's just weird. It looks like it's sad. I like these little pockets. They're pretty cool. I'd use the shit out of those. Oh, god damn. There's a slight bump right there and it bottomed out. That was rough. Got good torque down low though, that's for sure. It's got that good torque. So one thing I can definitely take away from riding this bike is the fact that normally when I ride a motorcycle, I know it has a lot of power and I know I can just have fun all the time. So I end up doing that. I end up goosing it more than I should, wheeling more than I should, and just being a jackass more than I should. On this bike, I know that I can't do that. Like, I can, but it's not very fun. So you just end up enjoying cruising more. Like, just cruising down this road like this, like, you know, this is fun. I'm fine. I'm comfortable. It makes you appreciate doing stuff like this just a little more, I think is what I'm trying to say. Riding this, you can just feel the bald eagle behind you, chasing you. This is the first bike in a long time where I feel like I genuinely need more than 2 fingers pulling in the front brake. But let's go through our ranking system and see how this bike stacks up to everything else. Comfort. Comfort's huge. Huge. I'd have to give it an 8 for comfort. Visually, I mean, I love the way Harleys look. Always have, always will. This one in particular, I'll give it a 6.5. Versatility, it's not very versatile. You're gonna put your shit in it and you're gonna go long distances. So we'll go with a 5. We'll go with a nice round little 5. Reliability, I never had a single issue with my Dyna, and I had it for multiple years. So I would assume the reliability on this is going to be quite good as well. I know a lot of people give Harley a bad rap for reliability, but all the proof that I've ever experienced myself is that, you know, at least the fuel injected models are quite reliable. Fun factor, you know, like, cruising's fun, but it's not that fun, you know? It's not very fast, it doesn't stop very good, it doesn't handle very good, but you feel cool on it. Like, I feel like I'm just chilling back, just free to the world, like we should be, because this is America. and I'm in a comfortable spot. So I don't know. For fun, I'm going to give it a 4.5. So I think the total rating for this bike will have to be a 5. I feel like a 5 is a good round number for this motorcycle, just because, you know, like it cruises well and it sounds awesome, but that's about it. And it's comfortable. I'll give it that one too. But I would ride it for a very long time, and there's something to be said about that, I guess. To all 11 of you that actually watched to the end of the videos, I can't thank you enough. Please keep it up. And if you like this bike and you want me to test more Harleys or more cruisers in general, let me know. So, everyone have a happy 4th of July. Insert Screaming Eagle here. And have a good summer. Peace. Bye.